Look, I need to be honest with you. My name is Vrell. I have served as a communications officer for the Galactic Consortium for 300 cycles. 300 cycles. In all that time, not once, not even a single time, have I witnessed something this monumentally stupid. Let me explain. The Consortium had just finished mapping the restricted zones in the outer spiral arm. Dead planets, radiation storms, black holes that would stretch you into molecular threads if you drifted too close. Standard procedure. We mark them. We warn others. Everyone survives. Simple. Then Command decided to innovate. They approved a new long-range warning beacon. The concept was elegant. Broadcast a signal that clearly states, "Do not come here. You will die." Include coordinates. Add terrifying anomaly data. Attach visual evidence of ships reduced to cosmic dust. A perfect deterrent. Or so we believed. Commander Talis, may the ancients preserve his judgment, authorized deployment without reviewing every technical parameter. The beacon launched. The signal transmitted. We congratulated ourselves and returned to our fermented algae drinks. 48 hours later, my console began to beep. Now, I'm familiar with beeps. Informational beeps. Error beeps. Mildly annoyed beeps. This one sounded distressed. I checked the incoming transmission log. My primary stomach dropped into my secondary. Someone had responded to the beacon. Someone not on the approved list. The transmission originated from a small blue planet in an unremarkable system labeled Sector 7G, Consortium shorthand for statistically irrelevant. I accessed the species database. Bipedal, carbon-based, recently developed radio communications. Still engaged in warfare using chemical projectile weapons. They had not achieved faster-than-light travel. Primitive. Adorably. Alarmingly. Primitive. And they had responded to a beacon specifically engineered to frighten advanced civilizations. I contacted Commander Talis immediately. His hologram appeared mid-meal, visibly irritated. Vrell, this interruption had better justify itself. Sir, I said carefully. The warning beacon received a reply. He relaxed. Excellent. That confirms functionality. Sir, the response did not originate from one of the 12 targeted civilizations. His posture stiffened. Origin. Sector 7G. Silence. Sector 7G. His voice rose incrementally. The primitives? The ones still waging ideological conflicts over dyed fabric. The same, sir. His facial plates shifted through 6 stress colors in rapid succession. What do they transmit? I activated the translation matrix and processed the signal. The result defied logic. They said, and I quote, "Coordinates received. Preliminary survey team launching in 6 months. Bringing coffee and snacks. See you soon." Talis stared at me. "Coffee?" he asked faintly. "Unknown substance, sir." "And snacks?" "Equally unidentified." He lowered himself into his command chair. It creaked, a sign he had begun stress molting. "Let me confirm," he said slowly. "We broadcast a signal intended to deter advanced civilizations from entering a lethal anomaly zone. And a pre-FDL species interpreted that as an invitation and plans to arrive with refreshments." "Yes, sir." He closed all 4 eyes briefly. By the ancients, what is wrong with them? I did not have an answer. I still do not. Because as I watched that transmission replay for the 12th time, only one conclusion formed in my mind. If they survive the journey, we are in unimaginable trouble. 6 months passed like the slowest torture cycle in Consortium history. 6 entire months. During that time, Command held nearly 400 emergency meetings. They debated. They argued. They panicked in 17 recognized languages. Should we send a fleet? Should we issue a stronger warning? Should we pretend the beacon malfunctioned and hope the primitives forgot? Spoiler, none of that happened. Instead, we did what the Consortium does best. We formed a committee, then a subcommittee, then a supervisory committee to monitor the subcommittee. By month 3, we had so many committees that half of them had forgotten what they were panicking about. I had not, because every single day, my console beeped with updates from Sector 7G. The humans kept sending progress reports. Construction 75% complete. Crew selected. Morale high. Final testing phase initiated. Ship painted. Very shiny. Launch in 3 days. Bringing extra snacks. That last update triggered visible stress hives across Talis facial plates. Bright purple. Why do they keep mentioning snacks? He demanded during one meeting. Are they weapons? Biological agents? Psychological warfare? No one knew. Our xenobiologists were baffled. Our strategists were baffled. Our cultural experts were aggressively baffled. Then, precisely on schedule, they arrived. The vessel that dropped out of faster-than-light travel. Yes, they somehow solved that in 6 months, was the most structurally questionable object I have ever seen. It looked assembled from salvaged scrap, decorative lighting, and pure optimism. A flag was painted across the hull. Our translators rendered it as Earth or bust. What does that mean? Talis whispered. I suspect it is a threat, I replied. The ship positioned itself at the very edge of the restricted zone. Not inside, at the edge, as if daring the universe to argue. Then they hailed us. A human female appeared on screen. Brown hair, secure back. Bright eyes. A smile radiating catastrophic enthusiasm. Hello. Captain Amy Reeves here. Got your warning beacon. Fascinating data. Quick question. Why exactly is this area restricted? Talis opened his mouth. Nothing emerged. I answered. Captain Reeves, the restricted zone contains spatial anomalies capable of molecular disassembly. Gravitational distortions that will compress your vessel into a compact sphere. Radiation levels alone should have compromised your ship already. You must turn back immediately. She nodded thoughtfully. I totally get that. But we ran your numbers. Did some simulations. Caused our physicists moderate suffering. And we think there may be stable pathways. Impossible, Talis croaked. We mapped that zone for decades. There are no stable routes. Amy's grin widened. Maybe your scientists weren't desperate enough. Humans are very good at going places we were told not to. We have a phrase, because it's there. Does that translate? It translates, I said carefully. It does not make sense. Yeah, that tracks, she replied cheerfully. Anyway, we're going in. Just wanted to say hi. Also, we brought coffee and snacks. And cookies. Highly recommended. You will die, Talis said. Probably not, Amy replied. But if we do, it'll be spectacular. Earth or bust. Reeves out. Transmission ended. We watched in frozen silence as the absurd little ship ignited its engines and entered the restricted zone. They are insane, Talis whispered. Completely, I agreed. 12 hours later, they exited on the far side. Intact, broadcasting triumphant music at unsafe decibel levels. They had navigated the unnavigable. And in that moment, I understood something profoundly unsettling. Humans do not ignore warnings because they lack intelligence. They ignore warnings because they possess curiosity. And curiosity, when combined with optimism and insufficient fear, is the most dangerous force in the universe. The universe is about to get interesting, but don't look away.